High winds for California are raising alarms about the fires burning across the state. The Kincade Fire in Northern California is now nearly 75,000 acres and has forced massive evacuations and power outages. Look at that footage.
Looks like another planet.
Unbelievable. Looks like the apocalypse. Meanwhile, the Getty Fire in Los Angeles is threatening an art museum there, a very well-known art museum, including some of its fine art like Spring by Manna and Irises by Van Gogh. But despite the danger, the art is staying put. They are not evacuating it. That's because the Getty was designed using stone on both its walls and roofs. Even the shrubs surrounding the museum are fire resistant. And finally, the parking structure includes a massive water tank. That's because, Erica, the Getty has been burned down, so to speak, before. Not entirely, but they just recently went through renovations and they said, we're not going to go through this again. We're also not going to waste our resources by evacuating those fine pieces of art, considering that you could then damage the art. Just one little fingerprint or one little tear could completely change the value of that art. So what do you think about all of this?
Well, I think that I hope the best, that it actually withstands. My first thought was people thought the same thing about the Titanic, that it was unsinkable and then it sunk. But this is, I mean, it's hard to have this conversation. Actually, I really would like for you to chime in because I agreed with what you said earlier.
Okay, so let's be real here then. Let's be full. That's what this show's about. So during our morning meeting, and I get it, believe me, art is very valuable and there's a history there and we need to protect that. But my gut instinct is, wow, here we are again, another California wildfire. It only lends to the climate crisis. We do not have to get into that conversation. But I think about all the people who are evacuating their homes. I think about all the vegetation, all the forests, all the animals that are being evacuated. And then I'm like, I don't care about the Getty. And I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but I felt the same way about the Notre Dame Cathedral. I do care. I can have duality of thought, but I'd rather make sure that we create infrastructures and an environment where we don't continue to have this happen over and over and over again. I care more about the human life.
But I think it speaks exactly to what we had the conversation about after Notre Dame. Everyone posted their fancy vacation photos to say that they were praying for Notre Dame, but no one had fancy photos to talk about the Amazon burning. So no one really talked about it until we were shamed into talking about it. So I understand and I agree. I thought you were spot on this morning. The Getty is very important, but is it more important than human life and people who may never recover from this?
I agree.
Can't we balance it though? Can we balance? Because
I do think we can balance it.
Once
but no one else is talking
once
about
a Monet is gone, you don't get that back. There is nothing we could repaint or nothing we could do to get that back. Once Notre Dame is gone, there's nothing we could do to get that back. You know what I mean? Vegetation will go back, houses will be rebuilt.
Yeah, but another fire will come. There's ways to prevent these massive wildfires.
Right, but I think it's a duality of thought. I don't think it's like because we're taking pictures in front of Notre Dame doesn't mean we don't care about the Amazon, or because we want a famous painting to be saved doesn't mean we don't care about the people that surround it.
Yeah, but it's the headline. It's the headline. Like that's why people are talking. Right. I agree. I would have to agree with that.
But chime in, please, DBL Nation. This show is about you. We want to hear from you.